First lead has come in and this is for the Aam Aadmi Party. So at 8-8 is when the first leads have come in. It is for the Aam Aadmi Party. Sajjan, a word on this and then I go back to Aishwarya.
Yeah, let's wait. Kind of as happens in every election, let's wait up to say 10-11 and thereafter we'll have a clarity. But nevertheless, this time when it was almost 2 weeks back, it seemed that Aam Aadmi Party, despite the downward trend, is maintaining an edge because of the demographic factor, because of its schemes. But as the election started moving closer, certainly there were kind of reports that BJP is trying to get some more momentum. And there are two things, and that's my personal view. If you talk to the people who were more on the ground, they still think that the demographic edge may be there or it may be a bit closer. But when the exit poll comes, and the benefit of the exit poll is that it is the latest kind of a sentiment mapping from the people, and it's giving a clear edge to the BJP. So therefore, let's wait up to 10-11 because being the smaller constituency, it would be easier to get the train by 11.
So it's 8-9 and there is one lead, another one which has come in. This is postal ballot, ladies and gentlemen. This is for the Aam Aadmi Party. Going back to Aishwarya. Aishwarya, what is the preparations at the BJP office in Delhi?
Well, Karyakartas are also expected in a short while from now at the BJP headquarters because the exit polls clearly predicted that it would be BJP Sarkar this time in the national capital. A double Indian government is something that the BJP leaders are also expecting, looking at the exit polls that had paved way for them. But huge posters and cutouts being installed of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President JP Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah at the BJP state headquarters. A lot of media personals are over here as well, and leaders have started arriving early this morning at the BJP state headquarters. Let's wait for almost an hour or so as to get a much clearer picture as to where these results will turn around. But
very fast. It's just a matter of 70 seats, not many, not too many, and it's 4 for the BJP. 1 for Aam Aadmi Party. It's postal ballots very, very early. It's 8-10 only. Sujata.
So I think this election will set the barometer for the upcoming political climate in this country, especially with the Bihar election, and then you have in 26 you have the Bengal election. If BJP wins, it will end their dry spell of 30 years and it will finally establish that BJP has been able to broaden its base of Hindutva and now to a socially, economically deprived section, which supposedly was not something that BJP could forte on. Yes. So now this would change. If AAP wins, then I think Delhi would now get synonymous with Arvind Kejriwal model of governance, as how Pradhan Mantri Modi's model of governance is synonymous with the Gujarat model. It will also put Arvind Kejriwal as an alternative to the Rahul Gandhi, I would say.
More leads coming in. BJP 5, Aam Aadmi Party 1. Very early, nothing much to say on that. From which part of Delhi are these numbers coming? That remains to be seen. In all, 6 leads which have come in so far out of 70. Remember the halfway mark in the 70-member assembly is 34. Go ahead.
So this is largely postal ballots. I would assume postal ballots would be less than 1% of the total votes in Delhi. But there is an interesting trend here is that in the recent polls we've seen that in postal ballots BJP has been trailing across states, most of the states. Here it's leading. It's also primarily to do with that the central government and the state government employees proportion is higher. Also this could include the senior citizens. So the tax break, the disenchantment of the middle class with Arvind Kejriwal,
8th pay commission.
The 8th pay commission, all these things could potentially give an edge to the BJP, perhaps slight edge in the postal ballot things. But we'll have to wait till, as Sajjan is saying, around 10:30ish is what some early conclusions could be made.
You know what, Madhya, what is interesting? I'm only interested to know kiski jalebi banegi or kiske laddu nahi, because this should not happen in Haryana.
In fact, those visuals that are coming in out of a counting center where postal ballots are being counted even as we speak. So we have early trends, very, very early trends, ladies and gentlemen, of 8 seats, in which BJP is leading in 6, Aam Aadmi Party in 2. Let's bring in some more guests who are joining us on this special broadcast. Nitin Tyagi, BJP spokesperson. We have Arshpreet Kadial of the Congress. Nitin Tyagi, of course, it's too early. Perhaps even the BJP will be careful, because as I've been speaking to some BJP leaders, they are saying that don't jump the gun. We have had celebrations in the past and we have got celebrations wrong. So this time around, we'll ensure that the celebrations begin at the right moment.
Definitely, celebrations should begin at the right moment, but you should be prepared to celebrate. We have worked really hard, and all the volunteers, all the Karyakartas of Bharatiya Janata Party have truly pushed themselves beyond their limits to win this election, and we are very confident of winning this election. And Arvind Kejriwal ji, with his whole gang of PC warriors, I think he has not been able to create a false narrative that he has always been trying to do that. And his politics of creating fear in the minds of public, his politics of coming out with false promises to the public, I think people are able to see through it. And we are very confident of coming up on top in this election.
Okay.
And,
Arshpreet Kadial, at the moment, let me take your reaction. It's 8:14 and the Congress seems to have got one lead in the postal ballot.
Well, see, number one, it's been 27 years since the Bharatiya Janata Party saw power in government, and it will take another 27 years for them to see power. Second of all, we all know how massive the anti-incumbency was against the Aam Aadmi Party, given the massive failures they had in the last couple of years. The report card of the Aam Aadmi Party, everyone knows, the sheesh mahals, the liquor scams, their entire leadership going behind bars, spending 5 to 6 months, getting their bills rejected again and again, and then ultimately getting it. And then orders like you can't go to the same office, can't go to the secretariat. And then the kind of outrageous allegations that were leveled, the kind of outrageous statements that were given. I think there's a bit of introspection also that's needed, saying that the Yamuna River is being that Yamuna is being poisoned, and then saying that a government is involved, then defaming Punjabis by the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders, and then bringing down the level of politics by leaders like Mr. Ramesh Viduri, who said that if we win, we'll make the roads like the cheeks of Priyanka Gandhi, which is utterly obnoxious, and the Bharatiya Janata Party did not do anything about that. So let's not bring down the level of politics just in order to win, because at the end of the day, democracy should not lose.
Aam Aadmi Party has been in power in Delhi. The question is, will they get another term? Will Arvind Kejriwal get another term? That's at stake. And what is the future of Aam Aadmi Party post today will be decided as well. But it's rather a peculiar situation, Amitabh. Every time we look at elections, we talk about, battle for survival for one party or the other.
No, see, essentially, for Congress, of course, it's a battle of relevance, because the party has not been able to open its account. If it does not open its account even now or in this election, then it could be relegated to clearly the third position or the fourth, fifth position. Now somebody else could take over as the third party in Delhi, because you have a crucial Punjab election also. So you have to see that Congress has been ceding ground to the Aam Aadmi Party. Then Gujarat could be troublesome for the Congress party, because in Gujarat, Aam Aadmi Party has already made inroads into the Congress vote bank. For Aam Aadmi Party, I would not say it's an existential crisis, because let's say even if they lose, the party by its structure is capable of spreading its wings across the country, because it's not a regional party. It's not born out of a regional movement. Parties like TMC, DMK, TRS, they are confined to the perimeter of their state. Aam Aadmi Party can spread its wings nationally, and its leader speaks Hindi. So it's able to connect to a larger population.
Yes, to the North India.
To the north and even Hindi belt. See, and even in Western India like Gujarat or Maharashtra, people do understand Hindi, correct? It's only problematic in the southern part or maybe the northeastern part of the country. For BJP, again, it's a small state, correct? So if they lose, they could play on the game that it's a small state, nothing matters, it's a half state rather, correct? But it's a battle for prestige, because 3 times in a row, a brand which has been
Winning
the
Lok Sabha
topmost,
polls.
winning Lok Sabha polls, defeating all brands at the top of the ratings, is not able to defeat a smaller brand in a small state. So that will be put to question. And like Sujata ji said, it will then be a Gujarat model of governance versus a Delhi model of governance. Two very alternate models, but they have their own pockets of influence in different parts of the country.
And Sujata, you know, the difference between 2020 polls and this one is that Arvind Kejriwal also had won municipal elections in 2022. So for all the practical purposes, he could not have really continued to pass the blame and indulge in this. Okay, Arvind Kejriwal is trailing in postal ballot is what we are being told now. It's 8:18. I'm just watching the time, the clock, as much as we look at those numbers. It's 6:06. It's even Steven between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party right now, even as Arvind Kejriwal is trailing from his New Delhi constituency. So, you know, the larger question then is that it can no longer have that fig leaf that it does not really control Delhi if you have the control of municipality.
So that is why, Manya, what happened is when they won MCD, they celebrated, but they did not understand that it could become the reason of, you know, the entire blame game that they've been playing all throughout. What I call is a typical topi transfer, that you know, the LG is not allowing them to function, and then there are sewer problems, there are road problems, there is dirt accumulation, then all that Kude ka Pahar and all of that.
So Parvesh Verma is leading, in fact, from New Delhi constituency. A word on Parvesh.
I think he would be able to
pull it through.
You know, Arvind Kejriwal, because you know, these the constituency. If you see the New Delhi constituency, there is a middle class. There is also government officials, which definitely benefit from the budget and the 8th Pay Commission. And then BJP has been camping in those juggis. You know, the RSS has been, the Vistaraks have gone there. So there is a split of the juggi voter, which was a core voter of the Arvind Kejriwal.
That's right.
So it is, and you see from the frustration, from the body language, from the theatrics that
too early to talk about the body language, I would say.
No, one thing is interesting in New Delhi. It's one of the few constituencies where the number of voters have declined. Actually, there's a 20,000.
Right.
Around 20,000 voters have reduced. Who are these voters? Have the government voters moved to a new location because of the construction of new quarters? Then the proportion of the poor and lower class increases in that city. That's very tricky. I think it's just one of the two seats where the voting number has reduced.
Okay, so 9 for the BJP, 7 for Aam Aadmi Party. That's the updated lead. But, you know, New Delhi constituency, a fascinating battle playing out. Congress veteran and heavyweight in Sandeep Dixit versus Arvind Kejriwal versus Parvesh Verma, who did not get the Lok Sabha tickets, but the BJP chose to field him in these elections, and he also went all out and he campaigned rather aggressively, Amitabh.
And precisely, if you see, they were kind of initially, the trend was that, sorry, that even if AAP would be able to this time retain, there were some of the constituency, and New Delhi being among them, that perhaps therein it may be a scenario, and it's still too early to say that maybe Aam Aadmi Party won't be doing as bad as is expected, but the top leadership may lose their seats.
But if Arvind Kejriwal loses, this election is a referendum on Arvind Kejriwal.
Yes,
and Aam Aadmi Party is a very personality-driven party.
That would be the curse of Sheila Dikshit, you know, I mean, kind of.
I don't know about the curse and all that, but it's, you know, this election was fought on the face of the Arvind Kejriwal. But if he loses its face, the party loses its face, the things that he said, and his model also loses its face. So I see it as a
and interestingly, let's not forget that when the Lok Sabha elections were fought, it was the same Mr. Kejriwal who had said that if you want me to continue in jail, then make Aam Aadmi Party lose. But if you want me to come out, then ensure that BJP
and they lost all
that
7
Aam Aadmi Party wins all 7 seats.
No, but what Sajjan is hinting at is that there could be a West Bengal kind of a situation where you are cornered into a tight contest and you might lose, but your party might eventually win the state. So what happens? So Mamata Banerjee still became the chief minister.
She lost from Nandigram, but
Uttarakhand chief minister.
I mean, kind of.
Uttarakhand chief minister. Pushkar Dhami lost, correct, the elections.
I mean, here.
And then he became the CM.
Yeah, here more than Kejriwal, I think stakes are for Aam Aadmi Party for a reason, because what Amitabhji was saying, that Aam Aadmi Party, one of the reasons that why they are able to expand or at least have a significant presence, 13% in Gujarat, then forming the government in Punjab and lots many areas, because see, you can be a party into one state when you go to the other state, you are confined to that territory. But when you are ruling Delhi, you know, everywhere you go across India, and you say, "Aap Delhi mein, you come to Delhi and you see what we are doing, you see the education." I mean, that way Kejriwal used to flaunt. So for Aam Aadmi Party, and here I think I have a different perspective, it's very existential to retain Delhi, you know, because showcasing national capital, you know, as an experiment, as an alternative model of governance. So even you go to the Gujarat and you start flaunting Delhi model, you go to Punjab, even in Himachal initially there was a traction. You lose Delhi, then you lose the locus standi.
And,
you know?
and it's also said that, you know, in politics, if you lose the roots from where it all started,
Absolutely.
what are you if you are not able to win the state
Precisely.
from where you start?
That's what
Precisely.
happened with Congress when it lost Uttar Pradesh. Slowly and steadily, it started losing all the Hindi belt.
It's far closer
You know,
than we think right now. It's 9-9.
And that's why this election will be more consequential than existential. I don't know about
Absolutely.
existential, but
But-
then consequential for sure, because
Absolutely.
it will have a consequence in
Amitabh,
Punjab
a word
also.
on this, because we are looking at 8:23 now. It's 10-9. BJP in double digit, but this is of course very, very early.
See, it's a close contest. I mean, even when exit polls were predicting the directionally that BJP is leading, there were some exit polls, I think 2 to 3, who have said that the Aam Aadmi Party could win with a decent enough mandate. That's why you see the poll of polls were at 41-27, something like that. So this is again pointing to a very close contest, a very high-profile contest which has been contested not only at a presidential level between Kejriwal and Modi, but
Yes.
also at a seat-by-seat level, very high-pitched campaign and a contest.
And very
that's what is
localized
reflected in the
election.
results.
Very
Yeah.
localized.
And everybody kept on talking about the big face. I mean, who has the BJP fielded? Who is it? Kejriwal versus who? That question. Despite that, if the early trends are showing this, then there would be lots to analyze by the end of the day about BJP getting its strategy right. But for the moment, let's bring in Arshpreet Kardial and also Nitin Tyagi, who continue to be with us. Arshpreet, of course, you are still at 1. The needle hasn't moved for the Congress party. Let's not forget that there was a great degree of remembrance and at the same time nostalgia for Sheila Dikshit when I was traveling in Delhi. Delhi voters did talk about Sheila Dikshit and her model of governance and how it did ensure them good water, good electricity 24/7, and things were much better than what it is now.
Exactly. Now, when the elections were happening, people were time and again saying that we all remember the model of governance that was brought about by Sheila Dikshit ji. The roads, the bridges, the garbage was in control, the pollution was in control.
No, but could you have, my question is something else. Could you have worked enough to ensure that nostalgia converts into seats?
Of course, we have worked very hard. Now, there's one difference between us and the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party tom-toms a lot. They work less on the ground and they tom-tom a lot on the media, a lot on the social media. They are 24/7 over advertising, marketing and branding. And on the other hand, the Congress Party is all about work. We're not brand as much, we're not display as much. We believe in working as actions speak louder than words. And at the end of the day, people should win. The democracy should win. And here we have seen that in the last couple of years, the Aam Aadmi Party has made a lot of promises and they could not deliver it then. Mr. Kejriwal admitted it on an interview that he could not clean the Yamuna despite promise. He could not give clean water in every household. He could not make the roads of Delhi like the roads of Europe. And he has admitted, so why would people of Delhi give him another chance since he has admitted to failure?
Surely.
And
All
he's
right.
someone who spent 6 months and we all remember what the Supreme Court said when the bail
Okay,
of the
going back to the reporters who are joining us from the Delhi BJP office.